just mobbed him and decided to beat him. That is why he sustained those kind of injuries. But the camp of ALJAZEERA was saying, if even yesterday at dawn or late in the night this could happen, then it means they are not free to contest in this election. Therefore, they are calling on the police and the electoral commission, if possible, to call off the election so that they can reschedule a day and do the voting. But the camp of Stephen Jalula was saying they are for peace and they always remain peaceful. For that matter, whatever happens should be a bygone and they should concentrate on the elections and make sure the elections come off today. So as it stands now, there are two different kind of views as to whether the elections will come off or it will be suspended there unless the police and the electoral commission have to decide. But I'm very confident that the elections will come off because the electoral commission has not said anything. The police are also saying they are familiar on the ground and they will not allow anyone to cause mayhem during the day of the election. So this is basically what I can report from True West, where two contestants are taking part in the election.
Okay, and Daniel, let's track back a bit. So this was a meeting that had been called by Stephen Jalula's main challenger. In fact, only two of them, Mr. Garba. And this gentleman, as we see on your screens, we'll hear him pretty shortly, appear there. And they suspected that he may have been planted by Stephen Jalula's team.
That is what he said. And according to him, he was there to look for his brother. But when he doesn't, because he doesn't belong to the ALJAZEERA camp, they asked him to move away. But he resisted. That was what resulted into the misunderstanding that got him injured. But he was also saying he was not there for information, but rather he was there to call his brother.
I see. Stay with me. Let's listen a bit to what he's been saying. And I believe, as you can see him there, he's already receiving treatment at the hospital. Individual there who has been assaulted, as you can see on your screens. And if you're listening to us on Joy 99.7 FM, you see a gentleman who is seated in what appears to be a hospital. And my colleague will confirm that for us pretty shortly, with plasters on the face, looked visibly beating with the scars of that particular incident showing. He had significant plaster on the face. But Daniel, let me ask you this. So we saw him there seated. I believe that is a hospital. That's where he went for treatment.
Yes, that is the ALJAZEERA Health Center, ALJAZEERA Health Center, where the elections are ongoing. Or where the elections, ALJAZEERA Health Center.
Health Center. And you see him there with what appears to be a cut over his, just below his right eye, and a cut on the lip, and that both of them had plasters on it. And I want to get a sense of what the police have been saying. Have anybody been arrested?
Well, when I got to the police station, I heard one person had been arrested, but later has been released because the tension that was mounting there. Maybe if he's not being released, it will tend to different things. But he's been cautioned and released to go and report this morning because the way the tension was going at the police station, they have to at least be tactical and make sure they put the whole tension under control. So for now, I would say there is nobody at the police cell or at the police custody based on what happened yesterday. But at least one person has been arrested, after which the two parties have been talked to, especially Stephen Jalula, who is the Deputy Minister of Road and Highways, was called on phone to report what happened to him. And ALJAZEERA, who is also one of the candidates, he was in the police station personally yesterday before he leaves the venue or the police station at Abase to the district capital, that is Prime. He needs to be escorted to the place because the way and manner the tensions were going up, he needs to be protected. So the police commander or the in charge, the one who was in charge, who was at post, together with the SWAT team and the FDU, have to escort he and his team to Prime so that this morning they bring them back again to the venue for the voting. So I would say nobody has been arrested now, and they are doing everything possible to make sure they calm this down for the elections to take place.
You've been in this constituency. In the lead up to today, what has been the contest and the play on the ground? Has there been tensions? Was this always boiling to this crescendo where we've seen this violence?
Yeah, Prime has been one of the places where, in terms of elections, concerning, especially when the parties are taking part in their party elections, especially with the constituency elections, with the primaries as we are witnessing now, usually there are tensions. And ALJAZEERA, since 2004, when he became the DC for the 10 Pro district, since then, he has been contesting for this particular position for all this while, but he has never gotten the nod to serve his people as a member of parliament. And Stephen Jallola has also been the DCE for Pro district, that is Pro East and West, before the Pro West has been cast from Pro East district. So he has the nod to be the first MP for Pro West after they have gotten their district or their independence. So the contest between ALJAZEERA and Stephen Jallola has been for some time now, and always when they want to go into this contest, there are always tensions. So this is not a new thing as we speak, but it looks as if today or yesterday, what happened yesterday is a bit serious than what we've been experiencing previously.
Okay, so again, very finally, before you go, I know it's a very, very busy day in that part of the region, Pro West to be very specific. This incident, as you see on your screens, one person injured. This individual was pounced on, allegedly, by supporters of the other candidate, Mr. Garba, and beating. This, will you describe it as a clash?
Yeah, it's a clash because according to the information I gathered, it was Idris Garba's team that met the delegates.
Mm-hmm.
So upon their discussions with the delegates, that was when they said the Tijani guy, the guy who has been injured, came there. So they thought he's not in their camp and he's not part of the delegates they have ordered to meet. So he has no business doing there, according to ALJAZEERA and his team.
So then that's what led to him then being assaulted.
Yes, please. Okay. According to Tijani, that was what led to his assault. Okay. But he also said he was not there just because he wanted to gather information to his camp.
And the Deputy Highways Minister, Stephen Jallola, his response has been?
For now, I tried to reach him, but I was not getting the chance to reach him. So he will pretty soon be at the venue. So when he's at the venue, I know we'll go to him and speak with him live. Has
voting started though? It's a 7?
Not yet.
Okay. Thank you very much there. That's Daniel Techi in Pro West for us. Voting should have started by now because the party's schedule, voting starts at 7 and ends at 2. But gentlemen, that is Pro West for you. And we are starting the day on this note already. One person already injured in hospital. And as you can see, tensions already boiling in Pro West. We're going to go to across the country pretty shortly for other correspondents. But your reaction to this?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I heard Daniel Techi make the point that it was very close to the police station. And I'm asking myself, why didn't they? So I'm confused. It's close to the police station, and I am sure the police ordinarily would have heard, all the exchanges even before they started the fight. One person has been arrested. It says tension was mounting, pressure was mounting, people were moving there, and so the police will then have to release that person. But this is the other thing for me. Of course, no matter what it is, there should be no violence. But we have come to know that in every election, as wrong as it is, people try to camp delegates. So all candidates should know, and the parties should know, that at every material moment, you must do everything to ensure these things do not happen. But even if they happen, you must ensure there is no violence. And so I am surprised that this person actually goes to a place under the pretext that you're going to look for your brother. You're one man going into a camping of people. Going into a camp. I ask myself that simple question. What was he going to do there? At least if they're violating any of the party's rules, the party says no camping, you report to the constituency election committee chairperson so that they move in there and find out what is happening and they deal with them. But if you go there alone, you're putting yourself at risk. And this is what we have seen. Look, it is wrong. However, you do not go there alone thinking that you can stop it. And you do not accept, anybody telling you, go and check what is happening. Because there are tensions in this election.
Yeah, and if you're listening to us on Joy 99.7 FM, this is your election headquarters bringing you special coverage of the NPP parliamentary primary today. So we knew that coming into this morning, there will be camping, last-minute maneuverings, and it's playing out in Peru West, leading to this violence that we've seen. And just check when this happened, from what we just heard overnight, around midnight. And that is when all the maneuverings happened, yes.
Let's look at it this way. Let's say my intentions were to talk to you delegates overnight so that the next morning you go and actually vote. But we know beyond the talking, there are some goodies that they share. I do not know the days before today whether or not the goodies that was shared by my opponent were more than mine. But this is my final opportunity to actually up the game and make sure that I transition at least the number that I need to win to the polling station. Now think of it this way. My opponent gets to know about it and also want to up the game small, bring something else, or increase the amount of money that will be given to you. Then I realize if I do not have enough resource, all the monies I've given to some of these people will go to waste. Let's not get it wrong. It's not everybody that will take the money and vote or change their minds. Some will do. So you don't take the chances, right? You don't want to now come and explain that, well, I gave up, but others gave more than I did. All that you needed to do, and that's why some people have proposed previously that the only grouping that should be camping, no matter where they are coming from, should be the National Executive.
But here's a dilemma. Here's a dilemma, though. Did the party say 24 hours before the polls you can meet delegates?